Love all that space stuff. That's fascinating,
5 times
right?
the distance from the moon. So 16,000 miles, that's close.
That's some great video. Good thing he was rolling at that time.
Perfect timing, Anthony.
Hey, yeah, absolutely. Interesting shot there. And it's always kind of interesting to me how, when the asteroid goes by and then it has that big, flash. I mean, how many times does it do that? Because it seems like it always does that for the camera. But nonetheless, it wasn't anything too extreme like that around here today. We just had, some sun that came and went from time to time. Yet another day where, the times of clouds, times of sunshine, and especially south of Grand Rapids, Kalamazoo, Battle Creek, it was virtually all sun all day long. We did happen to bring in more clouds, though, in the afternoon in GR, and especially off to the north, even assembled what you would classify as more of an overcast, say Muskegon, Ravenna, over towards perhaps sections like Fremont, Big Rapids. It was on the cloudier side and certainly cooler side today as well. Tomorrow morning, I think still a few clouds in the sky, but not as many as we have right now. I've been outside recently and mostly cloudy conditions being retained, but there will be more breaks, I think, in the hours ahead, and that'll lead to another very chilly overnight. We get down to 35 this past morning, so it was cool out there and perhaps even some patchy areas of frost. Very localized, though. We're kind of at those marginal temps in the mid-30s. Nonetheless, look at these temps tomorrow. 47 and 48 for noon and 5 o'clock respectively. Increasing clouds as we go along. I do think there will be sun at the onset. The sun up, by the way, 7:02, 7:03. We've only got a couple more days before sunsets are before 7 o'clock. Days continuing to lengthen. Sunsets getting closer, marching towards 8:30, and it'll soon to be 9 o'clock in the weeks ahead. But not helping out our temps in this 7-day forecast. Those were the lows from this past morning. 35, pretty common around the region, and right now it's 45. So you can see we're not that far away from dipping down into the 30s, and with a light winded regime in place and increasingly clearing skies, at least to some degree in the overnight, the recipe is setting up for another chilly start to a day on Wednesday, and we're not going to rebound a whole lot. Janice and Ryan, upper 40s for highs on those two occasions. We'll get back into the 50s Friday, carry that into the weekend, and not a whole lot going on in terms of big storms. We showed the L for low pressure on the map, and sometimes that carries a lot of Gulf of Mexico moisture up here. None of that really over the next 10 days. Just a few light showers perhaps through the first hours of Thursday. I've got tomorrow dry now for the entire viewing area, so just an increase in clouds that'll eventually lead to a bit of damp pavement early on Thursday, and may even be a snowflake. We've been mentioning that, but nothing to get excited about, nothing accumulating. The pattern still looking the same as what I've been showing you the last couple of days. Big trough of low pressure that will be continuing to really assert itself over eastern North America. And when you get that big dip in the jet stream, that's usually almost always associated with cooler air, the warm air going up out west, and it's going to stay that way, I think, through the remainder of April. There'll be some changes from time to time, but the predominant pattern is going to be as such on this upper level chart. These colors show the 850 millibar level, 5,000 feet off the ground. It's a good proxy level to determine what's going to be happening at the surface in terms of our temperatures. And when you've got these deep greens and blue colors showing up here, everybody, I mean, you're not going to be getting very warm. No 70s and 80-degree temperatures anytime soon. This big, vast reservoir of cool air continuing to descend upon the Great Lakes and the Midwest. And early next week, there may be an even cooler lobe of air trying to come down southward. So we'll be tracking that very closely, but not a whole lot of precipitation to go with it. Temperatures on the board generally in the 50s, except for the next couple days. At their coolest point, about 10 degrees below normal in the upper 40s. That upper level low eventually brings a couple showers early on Thursday, but once we get beyond that, Ryan and Janice, clouds, some sun over the weekend. I don't have much in the way of rain. Maybe a shower by next Tuesday. Temperatures back into the 50s.
Okay. All right, thank you, Anthony. 2 people have resigned.